Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, back with another video. This is a bit of a discussion about the current event because I can't seem to find it on the wiki, but I do know the gist of it. So I have to point out some things about this new event that's recently popped up. But this is another union event, and this one is pretty much a damage race to see how much damage your teams can do. So, quite frankly, if you know that you have an off-element team that can do more damage than the advantage element, then you might want to do that. But the main thing is that each day there's going to be at least two different elements you can fight against. I know at the time of this video it was fire and thunder, which was there the day before. So if you want advantage element, you would have to go water against fire, and you would have to go wind against thunder. The thing about all this is the fact that you will get your best score recorded, as in the most damage you dealt per element. So you want to do all 6 of them at least once. But you can indeed spam the same element in order to get all the event rewards, because I managed to do it so in two attempts. I managed to get I think 27 million both times. There's probably people that can do a lot more. There's some on my Discord that actually got 50 million plus in one go. But the thing is, you want to do as much damage as you possibly can. Now, this also works in a little bit of like the tower rankings as well, because you'll get bonus medals in order to actually get some stuff the higher you rank. But this time it's union based too, just like in union events. So try to do as much as you possibly can for each element. If you know you can go back and do more damage, and do so. Like, for instance, my very first attempt was pretty pitiful with my wind team going up against the thunder element. So I went back, got my light team, got an SSR Diablo set up, because that's the most potentially damaging thing I've got right now for anybody else out of fire. And I ended up getting 27 million that way. So that's something to know. I might record this one time. I'm not sure. That will be at a later date, but who knows. Now, I do believe it's Sunday, but one of the days there's going to be all 6 elements open, so that's where you can take your pick at what you're missing. And if you really want to, you can try to take advantage of the element you're best against. So naturally, I'm going to go against the dark enemy. And you also have to keep in mind, this guy can indeed fight back. The first few turns, he doesn't do that much damage, but after a while, he'll start hitting you, and hitting you very hard. By the end of the run, it's going to be doing practically go level damage. So I've seen my team get wide area nuke for 7k. I've seen somebody get hit for like 10k in one shot. Damage can rack up near the end of it, so you may want to try and keep yourself alive. My suggestion to you is to bring anybody that has some debuffs that do both attack and defense at the same time. So that can help you out a lot. So B-frame is definitely going to be helpful a lot here. You don't need to go out of your way for damage cut and all that, because again, it's a damage race. Try to do as much as possible. You might need a healer though, so keep that in mind. But you do want to do, and I cannot stress this enough, as much as damage as possible in those 15 turns. So break out your biggest hitters, break out your best teams. If you know you can do more damage with another team, then do so. You have infinite attempts, but your best scores are recorded for the actual rankings, so you got to keep that in mind. And if you do quit mid run, then you'll stop right there with whatever progress you had, and it will still count your score. So, for instance, if you did 10 million along the way and you stopped before it ended, then you get that 10 million. But the biggest reason why you want to do this is because of the fact that now we have access to another very hard to get item, but it's much easier to access. Now, if you remember the tower event where you can actually trade metals for the SSR break limit item for weapons, well, now we can get the one for Eidolons. So, especially any of you guys like me that have at least 100% Eidolon, you're going to want this. Especially if you can get into the top ranking unions, because from what I can tell, top 50 will still get 10,000, 5,000 metal. 15,000 medals. I'm sorry about that. But the thing is, you only need 10,000 for one of those SSR break limit items. So the whole thing with that is that you can get 3 of those in 2 events if you manage to get top 50 2 times. Even then, it's pretty generous on the ranking rewards this time. So you should be able to get a lot of stuff here. Now, that said, you also get rewards as well from doing your own individual progress. So keep that in mind. But you have to do as much damage as possible. I cannot stress that enough. There's a lot of hard-hitting players out there, and they're probably bunched together in some of the best unions. I'm not too sure how my union's going to do, but at the current time of this video, we've managed to rank at least top 400. So I don't know how good or bad that is, and it could still change. I mean, Dark hasn't shown up for me, and I'm going to do way more damage with that. And we're still missing another 4 elements anyways at the time of this video. But you have to do as much as you possibly can in this. Believe me, it is not that easy, but it is well worth it. Now, going on a little bit further too is the fact that of course, when you try to deal damage, you want as much assault, exceed, pride, all that good stuff. But I did manage to do a lot more when I implemented special attack into my formula. So if you can make the best use of that, do so. This is where understanding the damage formula really helps, because if you're not hitting soft caps, then multiple sections of the damage formula will definitely help you out. So you might want to break out vigor in order to get a good early start. You might want to break out special attack if you can use it. There's a lot of different options. But keep this in mind, you will want to take the time to really know what your teams can and can't do. That's how you maximize damage. Again, I can use my normal light team, but going with a Diablo strategy, I can pretty much outdamage that. And keep in mind that this boss is kind of resistant to debuffs, so you can see misses quite often, but it's not to where you're nearly going to have like no debuffs on the guy. You will get a decent amount, but I will say that you can miss pretty often, so be very prepared for that one. You definitely want the defense breaks to land. That's top priority. You get 50% worth in defense breaks, and those debuffs will actually get you double damage. So that's very important. You may even want a few attack down as well, because again, he's going to hit you pretty hard. And other than that, the best thing you can do is try to abuse it so he can't hit you as much. Now, you can indeed extend turns if you can get stunned on this guy, so make use of that. I've done it with my win team because I have a Kamihime that I think it's Aryan Rod or something, but she does stun upon her burst. I managed to land it, and it gave me 2 extra turns. So there's a little bit of a mechanic abuse right there if you can do it. If you can get stunned to land, you will get extra turns. So keep that in mind. But it only really works if you're on, like, say, turn 15 and land the stun, something like that. So anybody using Thor, there you go. I might actually try to break out Thor for the mixed element thing when I try that, because my whole Diablo strategy is trying to have three Kamihime that's the same element, and then 2 different elements as the backups. So I can easily pull out Thor as one of my backups while I'm still attacking with my light team, for instance. But again, use whatever strategies work best to try and maximize the damage. This is one hell of a damage race, I can say that right now. And other than that, I might have a special video later down the line, that's all. But the thing you want to do is definitely try to do this. If you do the bare minimum, it's going to take you 1 run each day, maybe 2. So you don't have to do it that often, but you do want to do as much damage as you possibly can. And especially go back if you upgraded your team. So that's one definite thing. We've got some new Kamihime recently too. And if this does run into the point where Iris shows up, then yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of light users are going to love that. So there you go. But that's all I got for this. More of this game is going to come soon, and like I said, I've got a special video plan, but I'm not going to reveal anything about it. It will just happen when it happens, you'll know. But anyways, that's all for now, guys. Take care.